Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Natasha Noriel. I do some makeup videos here and we chit-chat a little bit about the ins and outs of drag. Today I'm going to talk all about pageantry. The benefits, the negatives, all things to consider going into it. This is going to be one of a series of pageant videos that I talk about with you guys. Also, we're going to get ready together. I'm going to give you the sort of pageant-inspired look today. The jewelry, the hair, the sort of a softer face. Ooh, ah, ooh, ee. Anyways, I call these videos Get Painted With Me, GPWM. It's just like Get Ready With Me, except for drag. You already know, so let's get into it. God, my allergies are really bothering me today. It's like kind of gray and cloudy outside, like it might want to rain or whatever. It's like very humid today, and whenever that happens, it's like my allergies just... Let's just hop right into it. Let's prime our faces. How do you like my little scarf today? Is it a good time? Not really. I'm gonna be Rosie the Riveter. Is that her? Who's the one that does like the... like on all those airplanes and stuff? I don't know. Today I'm going back to that TV paint stick like I used in the last couple of videos. But I think at some point I'm gonna try some other things with you guys. There are other foundations that I use that are pretty good. Some are more full coverage, some are a little bit less. So if you guys want to see me use some other products, just let me know. So pageants have been around for a very long time. I couldn't tell you what year, girl. I'm not a history buff, so I'm not a learned girl. But pageants are really what started me really falling in love with drag more. I didn't know if it was going to be for me or not, but I just know that my drag grandmother, Danielle, had went and done Miss Ohio Entertainer of the Year. I went out to go see that pageant, first pageant I've ever seen, and it was just so over the top. You know, there was production numbers, you know, really crazy out there fashions. It's a super creative pageant. It was Danielle and Nina West, and both of them ended up going to nationals. And I just remember how exciting it was. And when you see all the hard work and dedication that people put into what they do, it makes you want to do it too. Let's glue down these brows. Now there's a lot of benefits of doing pageants. I think that if there are any girls out there that are really wanting to grow as an entertainer and grow fast, pageants are kind of the best way to do it. I did my first pageant in 2014 and it was just a little bar title, and that's what I suggest people start with if you do want to compete. Start with, you know, find the newcomer pageants in your area or find the little bar titles in your area, you know, just little small bars, places that you want to work at. Because even if you don't win, at least they see that you're somewhere that you want to be, you want to work there, you're getting your name out there, and that's super important. Okay, I could tell this is going to be a troubling eyebrow day. Set the brows. Do-lang, do-lang, do-lang. You so fun. Because it's so humid out and I'm sweating, I may do a second layer. My upper stash area is very dewy. Now today we're going to try to paint a pageant face. So we're going to try to be precise and make sure everything doesn't crack or act a fool. But I've learned for me, like, the more that I really sit there and just try really hard to paint like this pretty soft face, the more hideous I'm going to become. You're my judges today. Critique me down below. I'll only accept 10s across the board. So anyways, there's tons of benefits of doing pageants. It teaches you a lot about discipline, about following directions, challenging yourself. It'll help you grow your speaking abilities, your ability to think on your feet. They'll have things like question and answer, where they might pick a political topic, they might pick something pop culture, they might just ask you for your personal opinion on something. And you have to be able to think on your feet. Once you've won a pageant, then you'll learn your leadership skills. You're now the leader of whatever system that you're doing, you're the face, you're the focal point, so it's really going to teach you how to behave and how to lead others. Also, it's going to help raise your booking fee. You know, if you're a newcomer girl and you're only getting paid such and such dollar amount to do shows, you know, once you win a couple of crowns and you're in the community and people see that you've really invested in your community, and you invested in your drag and you've won pageants, you know, they're gonna raise your booking fee. Which is nice, cause shit's not cheap. Okay, so now we're gonna contour and highlight. And for a pageant, I try to not go as harsh and rough as I normally like to go, but I'll probably do it anyway. Oh, that's cute. That is enough for this scarf today, I think. Now once you start competing, you're also gonna get to meet a lot of cool, interesting other entertainers. And you'll get to kiki and talk with them backstage. And you're really gonna learn a little something about sisterhood. I know it sounds corny and cheesy, but that is definitely one of the benefits of doing pageants, is when you meet the other girls and you kind of develop a bond with them because you guys have a similar goal. You know, you're gonna remember these experiences for the rest of your life. And there's someone sitting right next to you that's sharing that same experience with you. It's a good way to network, if nothing else. They're gonna get you bookings, you know, if you compete against them for Miss, you know, whatever, state pageant or whatever, you know, and they had a good time with you or thought that you were good, they might hit you up later on, you know, and be like, hey girl, you know, how are you doing? I remember you from the pageant. You know, would you like to come down to such and such bar or such and such city and, you know, perform with me? And that'll help you get somewhere different, somewhere that you haven't been before. Host it. You know that meme or whatever it is with all the different kind of toasts? It's like, what number toast are you? You know, 1 through 5. Well, I want my face to be a 2 and my neck to be a 16. Once you start competing, you're also gonna start to feel really proud of yourself. You know, when the ideas start to come together, when everything that you're thinking, when all that jumble that's in your mind comes together and you're seeing your thoughts and your plans actually come into action, become something, you're gonna feel super proud of your accomplishments. Highlight Airspun Translucent, looking gaunt and ghostly. Now there are some negatives too when it comes to pageants. You know, people always talk about rigged pageants. Oh, you know, if you don't win a pageant, oh, it was rigged for such and such person to win, or oh, they didn't want me to win, blah, blah, blah. And it does happen, I'm not gonna lie. But that's the kind of thing you have to be conscious of when you do a pageant, you know. Is it worth it if I don't win? And if it's something that you want to do, then you do it anyways, you take the risk. But also I think fewer pageants are rigged than not. I think that people just get upset because they put so much work into what they're doing and bringing to the stage, and they see someone else take the crown, and then all their little friends gather around and they're like, oh, well, she didn't deserve to win. She had this problem and that problem and blah, 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 blah. Well, of course all your little friends are gonna say that because, you know, they're there rooting for you. They look at you on stage and they think, God, she's great, she's perfect, she's got this. And then when someone else gets that crown, you know, it can't be because she wasn't perfect, it's gotta be because it was rigged. For the most part, any negatives when it comes to pageants, I think are all about in your head. It all depends on you. You're gonna get harsh criticism. You're gonna get those critiques that are gonna piss you off because you worked so hard and they didn't like it. Even if you win, you're gonna have those critiques that are telling you that that wasn't good or this could be better or whatever. And you have to be able to take that. And you also have to try to not be so hard on yourself. You know, to be honest, not everyone should do pageants. If you're someone who is super sensitive about your own creative and you don't want anyone ever telling you what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, or that what you bring to the table isn't quote unquote good enough, then I wouldn't suggest doing pageants because you have to be able to take that criticism. Yep, we're using that same Maybelline Dookie Brown to do our eyebrows. I'm gonna try to not put them too crazy high, like I want to. Even if you get last place, don't be hard on yourself. I mean, maybe a little bit just so that you can take in that moment and then realize that it's a growing moment and you can learn from it, but it'll pass and you'll get better. I feel like this sharpener is a school pencil sharpener. I don't know if this is for makeup or not, but I mean, it's working. I mean, of course you want to win, but you have to remember you're not always going to win. You don't always deserve to win. And I'm going to do a whole other video on that as well. I'm going to do a whole series of pageant videos in my opinion. But being a good winner and a good loser is super important. Another negative for some people can be the cost of doing a pageant. It is not cheap by any means. If you want to do it and do it right and be successful, you gotta put that coin in, girl. And it's hard for entertainers who only do drag as a living you know, or don't have like any other source of income, it's really hard to be able to save up the money to bring what you want to bring to the stage when it comes to competing. Now we're going to be really boring today with our colors. We're going to pick some more neutrals and warm tones. No vibrant red, no electric pink, no neon blue. So I'm taking this sort of like a dark rosy color here from my Le Femme palette and using that kind of as my crease shade. And you see, I didn't give myself a very massive crease or put my eyebrows super like crazy high. I'm just kind of doing a safe look because you want to be pretty. You just want an overall aesthetically pleasant look. A boop boopy doop. Okay, so let's go in with some of that white, whatever white powder you got. I happen to use Van Nuys Super White, but if you know a really good, like vibrant white, use it. Now another thing we need to talk about is the stigma of the pageant queen. People think of pageants and they just think about how bitchy and cutthroat and awful it is, but not every pageant is gonna have pushing the other ladies downstairs, poisoning girls, giving other girls X-lax, threatening physical harm, leg breaking, dress destroying, prop breaking, paying off judges for a vote, cutting up evening gowns, setting cars on fire, fist fights, slander, burning entire establishments to the ground. Not that I've ever thought of doing any of those things. Other than a few bad apples, for the most part, pageants are great, pageants are fun. You might have that one girl that flips out. People think, and I think because of, you know, shows like Drag Race, or maybe their own experiences with pageant girls, you know, they think that we judge and criticize everyone. I'm saying we, like I'm not a big pageant girl, I'm just a local pageant girl, I just like to do it. But a lot of the newer entertainers just think that pageant girls are super judgmental. You know, we're closed-minded, we only like what we see in the pageant circuit, that many of us don't like change. Many of us like things a certain way and that it should be stuck that way forever. I'm the opposite. I think that they need to open up more. I think that they need to have more variety of pageants out there for the more alternative girls that don't necessarily fit in a certain box. I think we need to expand more. Now it's true, some of the pageant girls are nitpicky and they might pull you aside and be like, oh girl, well you should do this, you should do that. Don't take that as such a negative thing. If they didn't see potential in you, they would not even be bothered with you. I promise you. You don't have to take everything that these girls say to heart. You know, they've done it to me too. You know, oh, I miss such and such, and oh, well, girl, that's not gonna work, and you have to change this, and oh, girl, you can't do those colors. You don't have to paint with every color in the crayon box. And you'll nod and be like, okay, thank you for your opinion. And then tomorrow I'm gonna dip in that neon yellow, so bitch, what? But you can take some of the things that they tell you because the tips are helpful. If you're a newer queen and someone who's competed against multiple high-profile entertainers, they know what to look for. They know tricks of the trade that's gonna help you take your look to another level. Okay, so I'm using black eyeshadow to go in here and form a crease. Normally I would take my eyeliner and draw it really harsh because I like that look. But today I'm not doing that because we just want everything to be a little bit softer. Side note, whenever I hear those stories about like people's cars being set on fire, you know, all those things I mentioned earlier, part of me really wants to have, you know, a Tonya Harding moment. Don't pretend like you don't too. Pretend like you're in the movie Showgirls, and then you're at the top of the stairs with the girl that's just right before you, and you just give her just a little shove. I mean, nothing major. You don't want to kill the girls. I'm bringing my contour up into my eyebrows and into my crease. I just like the look of it. It's very... That was a bad tongue pop. I haven't had any water today. Do you ever look at yourself while you're painting in the mirror and like you're in those weird in-between stages and you just think you look like something out of the zoo? Like, right now I'm feeling like I look like a lemur. Cuckoo! That is not the noise a lemur makes. Okay, this eye looks a little bit like I'm about to have a stroke. I hope that whenever I die like on stage, like while they're announcing my name for a pageant. And I don't care if I win or I lose. Like, it would kind of be even more funny if I lost the pageant and I just like, they'd be like, girl, she just couldn't take the struggle anymore. It was too stressful. Look at that little piece of eyebrow right there. points deducted. It's blush and bashful time, BB. Just a little flush of color. Okay, now that we're looking nice and basic, it's time for lips. You can even let your lips do the lining for you. I'm gonna start with this Raisin Beige lipstick from, Revlon. And what I like to do is take this, which a lot of old school drag queens know as Clown White. It's like a cream that you can take out with your finger or with the brush. It's so filthy it needs cleaned out. But I'm taking a little bit on my finger and I'm gonna put it in the middle of my lip. Okay, I think I did all about I'm gonna do. So let's pop some lashes on. We're gonna get some hair and some jewelry on and kind of give a little bit of a quasi-pageant look, and we'll be right back. Hello, my name is Natasha Noriel. I'm contestant number 27, competing for the title of Miss North Coast Quarantine Plus At-Large Black Elite. And I just want to wish all the contestants the best of luck. I hope for peace and prosperity for the world, goodwill between men, and for Taco Bell to bring back the cheesy gordita crunch. Did I win? Okay, so this is a fun little glamorous sort of pageanty look. I wouldn't necessarily wear any of this stuff for a pageant because all my pageant stuff is locked up right now somewhere and I didn't feel like finding it. So deal with it. So I hope you guys took something away from this. I think the benefits outweigh the negatives. You can really grow as an entertainer, you can learn, you're gonna get exposure and recognized in different places. I think it's the best way to learn self-discipline, learn painting skills and techniques, learn how to work with others in a team, learn leadership skills, etc. There's so much you can get from it, and really the only negatives are everything that's just in your head. If you can be okay with losing and be okay with critiques and being okay with putting yourself out there for the judgment of others, then Pageants is for you. I highly recommend it. I hope you enjoyed this. I don't know if I like this lighting. Let me try dimmer. The boys always did tell me I looked better with the lights off. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you've had any experiences with pageants, good, bad, or indifferent, or with something that you want to do. If you have any questions, just write me and I'll respond. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more content. I'm going to be posting every Sunday. Well, Saturday night technically, but Sunday. And until next time, nighty-night.